Part 2 of Elvis Presley Biography. So I guess we're on military service. Soon Presley was everywhere, working as a musician, an actor. His first film, Love Me Tender, 1956, was a box office hit. Even a stint in the US military couldn't put a damper on Presley's thriving career. He received his draft notice in 1957 and was inducted into the army the following March. He eventually served in Germany for about a year and a half. Shortly before Presley left for Europe, his beloved mother Gladys died. Oh my days. Wow, shortly before he left Europe, his mother died. That's sad. That would break your heart. That would be devastating. You know, like you're in the military fighting for your country and things like that, and your poor mother, is not well, and she passes away when you just left for Europe. It must be hard. It must have been hard. Like, that's so sad. Rest in peace to his mum as well, Gladys. Gladys died. He was granted a leave and returned to Memphis for the funeral. Deeply saddened by her death, Presley returned to duty. While in Germany, his spirits were lifted slightly when he met a young teenager named Priscilla Brululia. The pair fell in love and married on May 1st, 1967 in Las Vegas, Nevada. So what? He met Priscilla in Germany. Do you think, like, in Germany? Most probably didn't he? That's mad. And you know what? It's so sad. Like, he was away and he didn't. Obviously, he made it to the funeral and things like that. But it's different. You know what I mean? Like, being by your loved one's side and like being there to the end. But at least, you know what, he made it to the funeral, and he saw his mum for the last time. But you don't really want a memory, like, and picture the last time where your loved one is getting put down, like 6 feet, and you'll never see them again, and that's the face you'll see and always remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so sad. Like, serious. Let me know if Priscilla and Elvis, they didn't meet in Germany when he was in Europe, because it seems like that's what it's saying. Here's some pictures of Elvis in the army. I'll have them up on the screen. Here's Elvis with his hands raised. Elvis Presley stands with a group of young men at the induction centre, 1958. So that's all the guys. Elvis getting measured there and weighed. I think Elvis Presley getting measured during a pre-induction physical examination at Kennedy's Veterans Hospital. Elvis there in his boxies, lad, with all his mans, you know what I mean? all you men, close your eyes, and all you women, have a look. If you men's want to look as well, you just gonna look, that's up to you. Wearing only underwear, Elvis Presley, third left, raised his arm along with several others, indicates during an inspection of Fate's Chaffee. Here's Elvis having his hair cut, kid. Having his hair cut. Elvis Presley gets his hair shorn off in preparation for his tour of duty in the United States Army. Elvis Presley getting a short during his pre-induction physical at the Kennedy Veterans Hospital. Look at Elvis there doing some work there, got something over his shoulder. Strong man, lad, he was in. He was a proper man. Elvis Presley walking to the barracks at Chaffee. Here's Elvis' parents, his dad, his mum, and there Elvis, looking dapper kidder. Elvis Presley on the left. From the army escorts his parents to a sneak preview his movie King Creole in June 1958. Look at Elvis there, kidder. Elvis Presley looks at the map with other soldiers. Great pictures, pictures that I've never seen, and I hope you guys are enjoying all this, hopefully some of yous are like shocked and are amazed at all these pictures and things that Elvis has done. So this is a picture he's holding like a bazooka. Elvis Presley holding an artillery gun during army training. Here's another picture. Elvis Presley during his military service in the 3rd Armed Division of the US Army, October 1958. Elvis Presley posing during his military service at the US base in Germany. Elvis Presley playing acoustic guitar for fellow soldiers in a military barrack near the end of his service in Bad Nauheim, Germany, March 1960. Elvis done it all, mate. Elvis Presley arrives at Maguire Air Force Base after completing his army tour of duty on March 3rd, 1960 in New Jersey. Aren't these pictures amazing? Elvis done it all, guys. He went to the army, completed the army, got his medals and everything, and he just done everything, didn't he? And these pictures are great. So we're on to movies and soundtracks. After leaving the army in 1960, Presley resumed his career and was soon back at the top of the charts with the soundtrack of his film G.I. Blues. He continued recording music and acting in such films as Blue Hawaii 1961, Girls, Girls, Girls 1962 and Viva Las Vegas 1964. Though his films were often hit or miss with both critics and audience, they brought in a profit and soundtracks usually sold well by the late 1960s. However, the enigmatic performer appeared to be losing his box office appeal. Wow, why is that? Proving he was still the king of rock and roll, he recorded his first TV special in 1968, often referred to as the 68 comeback. The 68 comeback. He wowed audience with his performance, which showcased his talent as a singer and a guitarist. Yeah, that 68 comeback was special. I've seen it. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. If you're an Elvis lover and if you just started on Elvis, go and check it out. He's blown away. Daughter divorced from. So this is about his daughter. He's divorced from Priscilla and drug addiction. Around this time, Presley's personal life also seemed to be on an upswing. He and Priscilla wed in 1967 and had a daughter, Lisa Marie. The following year, unfortunately, this joyous time would not last. By the early 1970s, Presley's marriage was falling apart. The couple divorced in 1973 and Priscilla received custody of Lisa Marie. Presley was also wrestling with other personal problems, including a growing addiction to prescription drugs. The once thin rock star was battling a weight problem, and his destructive lifestyle caught up with him and the fall when he was hospitalized for drug-related health problems. Despite his personal obstacles, Presley remained a popular draw in Las Vegas and on tour he performed at his last concert in June 1977. Excuse me. His last concert in 1977 in Indianapolis, Indiana. After the concert, he returned home to his Memphis mansion, Graceland, to prepare for another tour. Wow, so Elvis Presley, obviously, his marriage was on a rocks. Do you know what I mean? And, it just weren't working out. They got their divorce in 1973. And, Priscilla won the custody of their child. So obviously that's going to take a big hold on Elvis Presley. He must have gone through loads. His marriage just gone down. His daughter is being taken off him. And he's got his music career at the same time, and he's trying to juggle everything. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be stressful. It's going to be loads to really deal with, and obviously he probably thought a way out is these drugs, and little that he probably known, these drugs are so addictive, and he probably needed it every time, and he just didn't know how to, shake them drugs off, or stop using them. It's mad, and it's sad. Everything could be, you can be on top of the world, you could have everything, but love and things like that you can't buy. Marriage, you can't buy and keep hold of the rest of your life, and even a child. It's madness, it's sad what he had to go through. There's Elvis life in pictures. So I'm going to put these up on the screen. There's two pictures. Elvis strolls around Graceland, 1957. Look at him, dapper man, that a lot of people want to be. And here's another photo. Elvis with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. There they are together. Nice pictures. So we're on to death and legacy. On the morning of August 16th, 1977, Presley died of heart failure at the age of 42. It was later ruled that his death was related to his prescription drug use. Presley was buried on the Graceland property near grave site of his mother Gladys, father Vernon, and grandmother Minnie Mae Hood Presley. Wow, so at least he was buried with his family, his loved ones. Throughout his amazing career, Presley helped popularize rock and roll in America. He also won 3 Grammy Awards for his gospel recordings. Major musical force. Presley had 18 #1 singles, including Don't Be Cruel, Good Luck Charm, and Suspicious Mind. Suspicious Mind is one of my favourite songs of Elvis's. As well as countless gold and platinum albums, he was one of the first performers inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 1986, but Presley has been recognised for his contributions to several musical genres, most notably rock, country and gospel. In 1998, Presley was posthumously inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. 3 years later, he was posthumously inducted into the Gospel Music Association Gospel Music Hall of Fame. Wow, 3 Hall of Fames. Who do you know has done that? What Elvis has done? Wow. Graceland. Presley's Memphis home, Graceland, is open to the public, and numerous fans from around the world visit the legendary residence annually, especially around Presley's birthday and the anniversary of his death. Thousands of fans travelled to the Graceland on August 16, 2012, the 35th anniversary of Presley's death, for a special vigil in honour of the King of Rock and Roll. During the gathering, fans held lit candles and stood outside of Presley's home. The Presley family hold a tribute event each year to mark the anniversary of Presley's death. The 2012 gathering was unique. Presley's estranged wife Priscilla and daughter Lisa Marie appeared together for the first time at the annual event. Wow, they appeared in 2012 for the first time. You should see this from our point of view. It's amazing, Priscilla said during the event. According to the Washington Post, the candles are lit. It's truly a sight to behold. This is something the Elvis would never ever have believed could have taken place. Wow, that's mad. We're on to this pop culture. Since his death, Presley has remained one of the world's most popular music icons. Over the years, several documentaries and films have explored the enigmatic, I can't even pronounce the word properly, performer, including the 2005 television miniseries starring Jonathan Rhys Meyers and Elvis. In 2018, a two-part documentary, Elvis Presley, The Searcher, was released and explores his early life, rise to fame, and his myriad musical influence. That year, the online auction site Iron Planet announced that a private jet once owned by Presley and his father was on the market. The red 1962 Lockheed Jetstar, which has sat idle on a New Mexico runway for decades, features an interior with gold-toned woodwork, wow, red velvet seats, but has no engine. The previous owner purchased that jet in 2017 for $430,000. Oh my days, and it hasn't got an engine. Another 2018 auction held at the guest house at the Graceland on online featured more than 200 keepsakes from the third-party collectors, which were all once owned, used and signed by the king himself. The highest price item, a 1942 Beretta M1934 pistol given to Presley by General Omar Bradley, sold for more than $51,000. What? That's unbelievable. So that's it to the Elvis Presley biography. I know there's more detailed things about Elvis in other articles and other probably biographies, but this is the one I checked. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learn and appreciate the pictures that I put and the information that I put out to you. Until next time, guys, I'll see you again.